Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
For me again, you can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss we eat the year little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste my must have mantis statue. Say me like a cashew, but we got in a figure you. Take this spit of money, God and say that is not you. On the head, the man above him, up him, I got a bed. Too much it in the kitchen, some fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of it.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them
It
raise.
burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
Come me say dig up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no mega bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in a whatever. Member bowl honey and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like people themselves.
It burn me.
On the treat the market man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
On them treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
On them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't.
Stevie dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love lake. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good morning, globalists. Good morning and welcome to Global TV. It is your At a Glance program. Thank you for joining us. We are back on TikTok this morning. And we have great news for the labor rights. Share it with labor rights for me. Call them, let them gather, mother, gather. I have news for the labor rights this morning. You may think you're fighting me on TikTok, but certainly you're allowing me to grow labor rights. And I want to say thank you this morning, labor rights, for your support. I want to say a special thank you to all labor rights who are in opposition to my platform on TikTok. Thanks for your support. Your opposition is helping me to grow. When I started on TikTok, I was just focusing on one platform. Because of your opposition, I have 3 platforms now which I can go live on. The Global TV Advance potentials has now become live. We will be going live on that channel in the next 48 hours, labor rights. So thank you all very much for your opposition, because it is helping me to grow on TikTok. You have now opened me up, labor rights, to 3 channels on TikTok. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate that. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Lovely to have all of your support. Even labor rights who are in great opposition to when I speak, they always have me blocked on TikTok. Just let me answer this. Oh, forget about it. Sorry about that, my peeps. Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome. Wayne Evans, Debbie Jarvis TV. Good morning, and welcome. Sharon Bernard, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Beat and Teach, good morning. We're back on TikTok. Monica Hawthorne, good morning. Good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining. Who else is here? RJ, good morning. Gloria Morris, good morning. Michael Nepper, good morning. Good morning. Take time with me. Let me just roll through this thing. Renice Nicholson, Karen Nemard, Althea, Abina Sarkodi, good morning. Joan Bailey, Daphne Jackson, Paula Shelley, Sophia Hall, Colin, Opal's Kitchen, good morning. Elijah B, good morning. Yvonne Riley, Don Fox, good morning. Good morning and welcome. Let me see who is on TikTok. Denison Brian, good morning. Debian, good morning. Dwight, Jennifer, Air, user 2720. Is it Cillian, right? Hervine. And is it Almota's Badness? Asa? Stacy B, good morning and welcome. Sorry about my dunceness, but tell the labor rights them continue with the opposition because we're growing. We are growing. Marcia Thomas, good morning. I don't know, so I never go come out of this man. The labor rights them make me come out of this man because when TikTok send me the notification for the age confirmation to go live on the Global TV Advanced Potential on TikTok. They said, no, sir. I have to come out here, come tell the labor rights them, say, look how now make me go get figure live on a platform with less than 200 people. On no system, no provocation at work. In the good way, though, isn't it? Zenith Beckford, Gloria Morris. On a provocation really is working. Tap up the screen, labor right. Me know so not there. Once on the sound there and on tap up the screen, when I labor rights, now labor rights don't tap the screen. But go on, tap the screen and support the thing, won't you? Senator Morgan. at it again. Me not go cuss you, Senator. Me not go tell you about your domestic violence and all those things, Senator. No, I don't think I'm going to tell you about that. What I'm going to tell you, though, is to stop set up people's life. Because, Senator, when on a go around the country and make it sound like everybody fits chambers, who is in opposition to Andrew Holness' leadership, Vernon Adams, the easy jerk Matthew, or who stand up for justice, they're PNP. I am quite certain the water situation, it is a scientist who have spoken on the issue, isn't it? The fact that Ian Hales is calling for a release of the test results, it doesn't mean it's a PNP thing. I don't understand if Marlon Morgan realized that Jamaica have more than PNP in it. Grace, good morning. How are your name? What's the third term? How are your name? Intel? I say your name morning. Oh. One so how what's up? Morning, how you doing? Is not everybody in Jamaica a PNP? Certainly not. Only Pawe or just Jamaican. Marlon Morgan come out and I said the water galang in is a PNP Wednesday. What the headline I say? JLP condemn PNP falls irresponsible and reckless water claim. Well, if the water level have so much pupudulali in a hit, don't you think it's being reckless or irresponsible for the waterway, for the or water to become so contaminated? I don't understand why Marlon Morgan have to see everything as JLP and PNP rather than we're all Jamaicans. Because Ian Hales is asking that they release the test result. That's the article I read yesterday where Ian Hales is asking them to release the test result. But why Ian Hales asks for the test result to be released, it's because of what Mr. Clark says. Listen.
Because the NWC is currently experiencing poor water quality in a lot of the areas that are currently being served, especially in the rural areas. What you have happening now is that we are seeing results because the NWC is currently experiencing poor water quality in a lot of the areas that are currently being served, especially in the rural areas. What you have happening now is that we are seeing results where the fecal coliform number of samples positive for fecal coliforms is above the acceptable limit, significantly above the acceptable
Rosemary
limit
morning.
in the case of the rural treatment plants. So, for example, you should not be having more than 5%. You should have less than 5% of the samples coming on positive for fecal coliform, and in some cases it's as high as 20-something%. Fecal coliforms, these are microorganisms or bacteria, aka germs, that you find in the water, and they are a sign of fecal contamination of the water.
JLP condemn PNP false, irresponsible, and reckless water claim. Is Mr. Morgan saying that Mr. Jesse Clark is a PNP? Because it wasn't Ian Hales. Ian Hales is calling for the test result to be released, from my understanding. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I got that bit wrong when Ian Hales called for the test result for Kingston and St. Andrew to be released. I mean, get it beat and teach. Did you read that article? Did anyone read that article? Or I me get it wrong? Because this, what Mr. Clark says, came days before Ian Hales. Jesse Clark is a PNP councillor. Okay. But was he not speaking on the science? In Beat and Teach, is he not speaking on the science, or is it, as Marlon would answer, the claim is false and irresponsible? Or it is because it come from PNP, you say he's speaking on the science. So why is Mr. Morgan ignoring the science? We're told to follow the science, isn't it? Jesse Clark is a PNP and work in the science department at KSAMC. So why is Mr. Morgan ignoring the science? Is Mr. Morgan saying that we should keep silent and allow people to become ill from contaminated water in Kingston and St. Andrew? I don't understand where he's getting at, because he said the water, the claim made by PNP, then he would be talking about Jesse Clark rather than Ian Hales. He's saying that it would be Jesse's claim is false and irresponsible. And I'm saying to Mr. Morgan, is there any science that goes along with this? Tucker Morning. It's because it's coming from PMP. Keisha Morning. No, but this is what we need to get away from. We ignore the science because of political gain or political narrative. It is not PNP or JLP that will catch bacteria or whatever from these contaminated water. It will be Jamaicans. Or you can say both JLP and PNP. So why is he not following the science? And why is people in Kingston and St. Andrew allow Marlon Morgan to be saying these things without the general populace reacting to the situation? Leadership Jamaica Labour Party is what we're always talking about. It cannot only be when it's politically good for you that you accept something. We're talking about human health. We're talking about public health. Jacqueline Beseso, them just appointed to the Miss Thomas Post chair to represent the Jamaica in the Caribbean, or something rather, Miss Jacqueline. Chief medical or whatever advisor in the Ministry of Health. Public health, Andrew Holness. Environmental and public health, Andrew Holness. Rather than refuting the claim or confusing the populace, Mr. Morgan, it would be to address the problem and speak to the people of Kingston and St. Andrew with honesty, rather than playing politics. We saw the other day, there was a couple murder in Portland, and rather than Darrell Vaz address the issue, Darrell Vaz went straight to play politics. I know, Mr. Morgan, we're in an election year. I know, Mr. Morgan, in our political spheres, everything carries a political capital with it. Remember your Christian values, your Adventist value which you hold dear to, Marlon Morgan. There's no people love in this government. Because if we're not willing to hide it from we, that the water is contaminated, Judy. If we're not willing to hide from we that the water is contaminated, if we're not willing to lie that the water is contaminated because it's not politically expedient for you, wow, sorry about that, beat and teach. My condolences. The Prime Minister, though, gets his push broom every day and make sure come and sweep and tell us, look how may I bring down crime. Look, the Prime Minister says, how may I bring down crime? It has never been this low in 25 years, Stacey. It has never been this low in 25 years. It is not the experience of Jamaicans across the island, though, Prime Minister, particularly in the country's hotspots. In the country's hotspot. You look like more labor rights, turn up. Tap up the screen, please. Tap up the screen. Labor rights, if we not just turn up, I was congratulating you all this morning. I was telling you thanks because your opposition is helping me to grow on TikTok. When I started out on TikTok, I was just using one platform. But because you continue to report me so often, now you allow me to be able to go live on 3 platforms. Global TV, Advanced Potential have also opened up live capability to me. So thank you. Thank you all for your support. I really couldn't have done it without you, labor rights. I mean, thank you. You may all think you're crushing my platform when you report me, but it's growth. Opposition is growth. And I want to thank you for your support. But we must tell the party to stop the nonsense. We are crying out for leadership, which is woefully lacking. Woefully lacking in the Jamaica Labour Party. There's no leadership, no transparency. They take no accountability for nothing. Marlon Morgan, the Morgans, as if, it look like the Morgan have something about them and lie, like them neighbor Chingberry with lie attached to it. Because Nesta Morgan, Marlon Morgan, they just do it like it's a natural part of them, isn't it? They do it like it is a natural part of them. Marlon Morgan, Nesta Morgan will grin like a Cheshire cat when he's lying to us. I'm going to address St. James High School again, Debian, because I addressed it last night as well. And I call on Dana Dixon to come out here and answer some questions to us. But the Morgans seem to do the lies naturally. Nesta Morgan will grin like a Cheshire cat when he's lapping it up. You would swear Nesta Morgan is telling you the truth if Everett Warmington is not really there to blow him out the water. Glenton Morgan, I hope you not lie like Nesta and Marlon, you know. And then Marlon Morgan will just move in like a Madam Bull cow or a Brahman cow. And him just a spatterer, and a go on so. And him fix it good. Well, if you don't know, say Marlon Morgan a lie, you wouldn't know that Marlon Morgan is lying because him fix the lie good. That's why I always say Marlon Morgan makes a hard job look good. Hmm? Marlon Morgan makes a difficult job. 'Cause lying is a difficult thing, unless you're good at it. Hmm? Lying, unless you're very good at it, is a difficult track to follow because lie has a string attached to it. The string, though, is where the Jamaica Labour Party always lose it because they're not able to follow the string. They're all over the place. All over the place. Marlon Morgan, gonna have to show leadership, Violet Watson. If you want the country to take on a serious, the country is crying out for leadership, for God's sake. And the fact that a thing as contaminated water, Mr. Morgan, you're objecting to the science? Well then, Mr. Morgan, could the Jamaica Labour Party get either a JLP scientist or, for that matter, an independent scientist, Christine Gilbert? Wagwan. We're back on TikTok. Or an independent scientist, Mr. Morgan, in the interest, Ingram and Ingram, of the safety of the people of Kingston and St. Andrew, Mr. Morgan, get a JLP scientist or an independent scientist and do your own testing, Mr. Morgan. Not because he's a JLP counselor and the scientist or in the science department at KSAMC doesn't mean you should ignore the science. Doesn't mean the science is only right when it's coming from your party affiliate, Mr. Morgan. We're talking about public health, Mr. Morgan. We're talking about environmental health, Mr. Morgan. Just like Bono keep doing down of Rio Cobre. And a friend them come out, come tell we say and nothing to do with them. Leadership or country is balling out for leadership. And this Jamaica Labour Party is woefully lacking in leadership in our country. There is nothing that we can get leadership from Andrew Holness on. There's nothing that Andrew Holness think that is of a concern to the nation that he ought to address the nation on. Look at the Cuba crisis. We will come up to that shortly. But back to St. James High School, Miss Morris Dixon. I would know Pernell Charles a puss, you know. When I ask if Pernell Charles a puss, we know Pernell Charles a puss. No, Miss Dixon. I think this ought to be treated with paramount importance. The issue of St. James High School. Whatever is going on there, the public needs to know. It's a government institution. The parent, Miss Morris Dixon, needs to know. Now, we've been made aware yesterday that St. James High closed early by 10 o'clock yesterday morning. We had two speculatory reasons from the Observer because they were not told as to the fact as why children were sent home. Pamela Biggs. The first speculatory reason we have from the Observer was that when staff turned up to the school in the morning, there was a padlock on the gate. Given we know the running debacle with Chopper John Christopher McCurdy and the principal of that school, we saw the explosion a couple weeks ago. We also were told by the Observer through their speculatory that the Ministry of personnel from the Ministry of Education and the police were seen at the school in the morning. Observer is saying the school is also saying that there's a water problem at the institution. What water problem, they were not told. Observer grilling the children to find out when they were leaving the institution. The children were not aware or maybe been told not to disclose. Why is it that the school was dismissed for the day and transferred online? If it is a matter, Miss Dixon, of water contamination has been spotted in Kingston and St. Andrew, the public needs to know. If it is a security issue, Miss Dixon, that puts students or staff at risk, the public also needs to know. One of the things this government is lacking in as their Ministry of Information is how they communicate with us. 1 week spouting lies in front of the camera on a Wednesday morning with Dana Dixon grinning at us, it's not enough. There are certain rolling issues which demand a press conference as it unfolds or as it develops. It is how you keep the public informed and reassured. If there's an issue at the school, Miss Dixon, that poses a risk or a threat, we need to know. Leadership, everything in this government goes back to fail leadership. At the same time, them a try to quote we are with 3 fingers every day, so them deserve a 3rd term. If leadership is so woeful and lacking in your 2nd term, imagine giving you a 3rd term. Leadership and Holness. Leadership. The Jamaica Labour Party base and your leadership is your biggest downfall. Put the corruption aside, but we know so that's a rope around your neck, really. But leadership, Prime Minister, woefully lacking. There's a lot of things that we're waiting to hear you speak on. But because you have no backbone of a leader, you have no care for the people, Prime Minister, it is why you can ride out the storm when there's an issue for you to address in the country. You can ride out the storm. Sespadon. Good morning, Sespa. How are you? Morning and welcome, Sespadon. Jesus, the labor right, them come out already. Leadership. It is what is woefully lacking in the Jamaica Labour Party. It is why you all are going to be in the wilderness for 36 years after the general election. I mean, 36 years. Because Holness was given the chance, but he has made an utter mess of it. An utter mess he has made of it. Crime, cost of living, lack of leadership, corruption, nepotism. The Prime Minister is not even responding to his base. Look at the catastrophe the Prime Minister is creating in Clarendon, where even the people are making a call him and say, you have to come down and come sort it out, because what you are creating is a bloodbath. This is a guy with no leadership quality. This is a guy without love for the people. It is why Andrew Holness can take decision that put even you labor rights, even you who run out here every day to defend the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is willing to make a decision that could cause a bloodbath between UNU, the same Jamaica Labour Party supporters. Well, if you're not done, stop the bad word cussing, whatever your name. The Prime Minister cannot even be a man as tough as Mayor Motley. I heard Mr. Golden talking about what's him call it? The government strategy. And I'm hoping that that is something that they will address with concern when they come in a power, because Jamaica people, and call Darrell Vaz, call the Green Lizard of a minister. Call Darrell Vaz, because, boy, right in an election year, you know, everything I turn up and down against UNO labor rights. I mean, I tell you, no, say walking around, Ms. Campbell, and cussing people on them platform, nah, go help UNO at all. Because you say, the transport sector is going against UNO. Poor people is going against UNO. UNO base sit down at home and now come out for come even support. Look at the Prime Minister going around the country. It was purely hope. But with Mark Golden education plan, once we become knowledgeable and have the right education, then we will see the light, and maybe labor rights can start to see the light. But let's listen to Mark Golden and the Zozo issue, because we hope, because we're going to hold them to their word, we hope that when them come in, they come with a crime policy which Andrew Holness and Horace Chang still haven't provided us. And we don't want Peter Bunting come back, come tell us that we're going to need divine intervention. We need crime policy.
So law is written. Once it is declared, it has to come to Parliament at intervals to be renewed. And they used to come very frequently, and they extended the period now to, I think, 6-monthly intervals. But there's been no clear policy direction from the Minister of National Security as to what needs to happen, what the circumstances have to be like for them to say, okay, we've gone far enough with this particular thing and we need to move on. So we don't really know what it is what the criteria are, that will say, oh yes, all right, it's time to move on from Zozo. And I think that discussion needs to be had, because some of the communities have been there. I mean, for example, Mount Salem, where this youth come from, yeah, that has been under Zozo from 2017. Yeah, I think it was the first with Denham Town. Both of them are still under those. Augustine has been on it for many years now. I don't even know how long it is. So, we need some clear policy direction around it. And I think we need to have, for me, the way to deal with that would be to have community engagement and say, how has it worked? Are you happy about it? Do you feel it has achieved something? What is the positives? What are the negatives? And how do we move forward? Because at the end of the day, the law must be for the people's benefit. The law was made because we thought, not us, but the government was trying to deal with that situation. We put our thoughts into it because there were certain things in there at the time that would have made it very oppressive, and we argued against those things and got some things changed, but it's not perfect. And the people who live through that experience must be our guide as to what needs to happen and how it ought to be dealt with on an ongoing basis. So to us, consultation with the people must be a very much part of developing the policy as to how you come out of this situation.
Thank you.
So we are expecting Mr. Golden to drive crime policy, Mr. Golden government to drive crime policies that would bring oppressive Zozo and such alike and such a forth to an end, and have meaningful, intelligence-driven, targeted crime policy. Merle, how you do? Lucky D. Unlike what Andrew Holness and his team has promised, but has not managed to even furnish us with a crime plan. Darrell Vaz. I'm going to play back the transport operator who spoke at the protest, not last night, the night before. And then I'll play the protests in what we will call that northern Jamaica. Ryan, good morning. Because the taxi operators are speaking out, Raymond Burke. The taxi operators, Darrell Vaz, Andrew Holness, they are unhappy of the contempt that this government has for them. Can you imagine what it is if these operators decide that we cannot help this party who is not looking out for us or after us? Because you have to let the voice of the people heard. ABO, Dog, morning. Ryan, morning.
The government of Jamaica has no respect for the public transportation sector, no regard for our investors and operators, and the agencies of the state, which is the National Work Agency, that create the KMTR in a way that once you work in the KMTR, you must get a ticket. You have nowhere to park, nowhere to set down your passenger, nowhere to pick them up. So anywhere you stop to pick up a passenger, you are likely to get a ticket. Anywhere you stop to set down a passenger, you are likely to get a ticket. The entire KTR is painted, decorated in yellow. But nonetheless, you can't come out of the road for 1 hour to stand up for your own right. Island Traffic Authority starting to suspend license effective the 1st of May 2023. And within 7 days, they suspend 200 licenses. And between that time and now, 600 licenses have been suspended. And the information we have is that there are 200 more licenses that either need one more ticket or 1 point for suspension. And even when you realize that your operators have been taken off the road, one by Island Traffic Authority, one by the gunmen, you're still operating as if you're immune to the system. Nothing is going to happen to you. Well, I have news for you, operators and investors. Every sector in this country is respected, except the sector that you work in.
Sespadan, tap up the screen. That your fiddle. Tap up the screen. Whether your name Cespad, Chespadan, or whatever, Crespadan, or whatever, tap up the screen. You are here, you're listening. Yes, you're participating by comment, and friendly though it is, tap up the screen as well. All right?
I listen carefully. The government said there are 300 violence producers across Jamaica. There are 150 repeated offenders. There are over 180 gangs in Jamaica. There are 80 illegal entry points on the sea to enter Jamaica. And with that type of information the government have, when the government want a wanted man, when the government want one of the violence producers, the government send out a strip to all the media houses. Sean Brown, AK Tom Strokes, you're a person of interest, not a wanted man anymore. No matter how much person killed, no matter how much place he robbed, no matter how many people he raped, he's no longer a wanted man because he's important to the government. He is a person of interest. Report to the nearest police station in the next 48 hours. That sounds like 2 days to me. In the presence of your lawyer, in the presence of a pastor, or in the presence of a justice of the peace. When the police want you in the public transportation sector for a traffic offense that turn warrant, which by law is not a criminal offense, it is a misdemeanor. The police find you at your house, find you in Spencer James Park, find you anywhere you load, drive you down on the route, and cuff you in the Hilux, park you up in Alpha-Tree Square in the sun, parade with you around the parade, and commuters taking your picture. Don't think taxi boy, I go pay your tickets. Look at how the criminals are treated, and look at how you are treated. The persons that carry the working force of this country. You are the one that are the movers and shakers of the economy of Jamaica. But nonetheless, the government of Jamaica show you no respect and no regard. And you and your part have not been shown any respect for yourself or any for your co-worker. How could
Darrell Vaz and Andrew Holness, Sunshine, welcome. These are the people who have the years of a lot of working class Jamaicans. Jamaicans on the breadline. These taxi operators across the island have the year of those people. It is an election year, Prime Minister. Continue.
an operator be come down Friday night? And tonight you are working as if it is business as usual. As if Pretty was in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong set of people. The information we have is that he was on a Hind Drive charter. Any year you could find yourself in that position. Sunday night, a operator took up 2 passengers and one of them put gun on his neck. His instinct tell him to speed up. And they run out the news tell us that the one in custody is a school child with a gun holding up an operator. And what are you telling me tonight? It cannot happen to you?
Crime is down though, Prime Minister. 25 years low, isn't it?
No sector get the treatment that you get. The moderator said since night, if 52 nurses die, I can tell you that the country would have been locked up. 52 doctors die at the hand of gunmen. It is crisis in this country. But anytime an operator dies, it is nothing. It is like the worst person in the world have just lost their life. When we lose one in the business sector, when you lose one in the JDF, the JCF, the nurse, teachers, and you name it, if they die brutally, the police take out the next strip, send it to the media houses, print it on the electronic media, and the strip state We will not leave no stone unturned until the criminal is brought to justice. And you ever hear that script read for a public transportation operator? Have you ever heard a taxi man die by the gun and the police read that script? And if you're from certain part of society, they read the next side of the script. We are going to pull all resources to our disposal and hunt down the criminal and bring them to justice. We have never heard the police read any such script when an operator dies. We are treated in this country as if we are nothing to society. And until you stand up for what is right, you are going to be falling for any and everything. 52 operators, pretty by alias, Ian Lynch by birth. For the months that I have met him, he has always been trying peace in the sector. He has always referred to operators and investors not as public transportation people, but as team. And my understanding of a team is a group of people to come together for a common goal, for a common cause, to ensure that at the end of that cause, everybody is a winner.
You see, if I never because them have with so docile, do you know there would be a protest at the American embassy tomorrow? In any country, right now where the U.S. Foreign Secretary is coming, where people know their agenda is to push their agenda upon you, is to slap their tariff upon you, or you must follow their lead. You know, there would be a protest at the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica, only though because they have with so docile, we think that Marco Rubio coming to Jamaica is something to be celebrated. It's actually something to be feared when you see the Americans step into your country talking about their policies.
Anytime the reggae boys want to win, they come out as a football team. The netball girls, they come out as a netball team. The cricket come out as a cricket team. The girls that we are winning, the reggae girls, they are come out as a reggae girl football team. We can't get a team in the public transportation sector. The largest sector in Jamaica, but the sector that is treated the worst. I close by saying to you, last year myself and President Newman walked to 4 government offices. He walked to number 5 by himself. So in all, 5 government offices, including the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And all 5 letters said the same thing. We acknowledge that we owe your government for some outstanding ticket. We don't have all the money to give you one time. So we are asking you for a Holness thing. Give us a 5-month payment plan, let us pay a little bit. And when we are paid, let us save our tool of trade with our license. Not one of those government ministers, including the Prime Minister, responded to any of the letters. But the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, the Commissioner of Police, they were all over the media telling the government that we give you amnesty. Bring in the gun, we get $500,000 for it. But public transport operators couldn't get an amnesty to pay the government what they say we owe them, even though we know that from 2006 to 2021, we were paying some illegal ticket at some high fine, but we say government will still repay you.
Maybe the government buy back the weapon them from them to issue out to a different set of people for different purposes. You just might never know, because too often you see them kill people picking and put weapon upon them. But another set of transport operator is very disgruntled, Darrell Vaz. Quite much disgruntled. And maybe rather than going on about Mark Golden's citizenship, place of birth, and anything of such, then this ought to be an issue. Hold on there. That the minister ought to see as an important issue that Minister Darrell Vaz should address.
They put you in a company when you no fix it. You can't put you in a company. We are human beings, you know. That's the schoolers, that's the adult, that's the passenger, taxi driver, everybody. This government only told me don't have a TC. Can't work. We do not have a TC. This government I hear that this government. Never. Doesn't have a TC. We need a ticket them. We want justice. We want justice.
Here in this government, we are told by the police to use a piece of land which is not suitable for tax operation. There is dust, there is mud, there is no shelter, no water, no bathroom facilities, and we are sick and tired of it. Dust is killing us, and we cannot do anything other than what the police tell us to do, or else it's it. And we are just sick and tired of it. So we are saying today, and we are sending a message to the relevant authorities, and also transport authorities. There are advanced minister of transport and works. Please do something, or else we will continue until we get a speech.
Good morning. The reason why people are calling for justice, Prime Minister Holness, is because social injustice, Prime Minister, has risen under your watch. Hence, Prime Minister, the plethora of protests of all sector of Jamaica, from private to public sector. There are a plethora of protests against your government, your leadership, your MPs and minister leadership, the leadership of the Minister of National Security and directive given to the police across the country, Colleen Morning. Leadership, Andrew Holness. We cannot tell you enough about leadership because it is one of the biggest problems plaguing the Jamaica Labour Party. It is one of the biggest problems plaguing the country at the moment, given the lack of leadership coming from Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. It's not looking good, Andrew, when it comes to the third term. That's what I'm speaking about. It's really not looking good. The people are disgruntled, Prime Minister, at all levels. The people are disgruntled. Crime, cause of living, lack of leadership, corruption, nepotism, Prime Minister. The country is crying out. I don't know if your confidence in a third term Prime Minister is the usual gimmick. Some of the gimmickry that we see that you deployed on us in Parliament last Thursday. I really don't know. But whatever you think you're doing, Prime Minister, be sure the country is not receiving it. Just like it, if you are listening, because I know you're a social media hawk, Prime Minister. That much we knew about you. You are a social media hawk. So since the budget, Prime Minister, you are aware that your budget is not being received well across the country. Don King, morning. Your budget prime minister, Sexy Karen, is just not received well. But to my UK audience, I'm going to play a video for you that got to do with the Santander Bank in the United Kingdom. You may want to consider your relationship with your banks after listening to this video. Hold on.
Right, I'm now in Santander Bank, right?
What are you doing, sir?
I'm filming you and I'm recording this conversation. I'm coming to the bank to withdraw £2,500. Are you going to let me? I've got £11,500 in my account. Are you going to let me? Are you going to let me to have the money or not? Hello, are you going to let me have the money or not? Huh?
Unfortunately, I can't remove that restriction that's on there.
You can't remove the restriction. You can't remove the restriction. Okay. After your colleague told me I'm a liar, yeah. So your colleague told me I'm a liar yesterday. I've come in to withdraw £2,500, yeah, and you're not going to let me have my money today. Is that right?
Right. You can still use your card.
I'm not. To answer the question, please. Yeah, I can still use my card. Are you going to let me withdraw £2,500 from my account today? Yes or no? In the branch.
And what is the £2,500 for, Mr. Jackson?
Buying a motorbike for my son.
Right. Okay. So have you got any evidence of the motorbike?
No, I haven't got any evidence of a motorbike at all. No, I haven't got it. So I don't know what one I'm getting yet.
Okay, so if you don't know what you're getting, how do you know how much you need?
Because I've got a budget. I've got a budget of £2,500 for the motorbike. So that's why I want to withdraw £2,500 from my account today.
Right, yeah. So when you find the bike for your son, if you can show us some evidence of that.
So you're not. So I need to show you evidence. So I need to show you evidence. I'm doing it.
Really? You can't film me without my permission, sir. You cannot film me.
So you're not going to give me the money, no?
I'm going to hang up this immediately.
Absolute joke, this place. Absolute joke. You're an absolute joke, this place. Won't let me draw out my money. It's a fucking joke.
You may want to consider the relationship between you and your bank. Another great leadership issue with our Prime Minister. It's the issue of Donald Trump tirade on the Cuban healthcare workers. Now, you know, Marco Rubio is coming to Jamaica tomorrow. And the U.S. State Department have put out a press release as to Marco Rubio's visit and the purpose of visit. And the visit will go across Jamaica, Guyana, and Suriname. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will travel to Jamaica, Guyana, and Suriname March 26 and 27 to advance President Trump, not America. That's the difference here. Other president, it used to be the U.S. foreign policy. This is President Trump foreign policy priorities in the Caribbean. Priority is a word there. President Trump foreign policy priorities in the Caribbean. Now, you know the things that Donald Trump are in opposition to, isn't it? And if it's about prioritizing Donald Trump foreign policy, how will that work with the China relation we have in Jamaica? Given how we see America wants to manhandle everybody who is having a relationship with China. We saw after the Panama visit, Panama refused to refresh a memorandum of understanding that is coming to an end quite soon. They are not going to go back into it again as per Donald Trump, mellow morning, as per Donald Trump foreign policy. While in Jamaica, Secretary Rubio also will hold bilateral engagement with the head of state for Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago and Haiti. Secretary Rubio engagement with our valued Caribbean partners will promote regional cooperation to end illegal immigration rather. Counter transnational organized crime, strengthen regional action to address Haiti political and security challenges, and strengthen U.S. economic partnership with Caribbean countries. There's quite a mouthful there. But these foreign policies and partnership and relationship that they're going to be discussing will all be on the U.S. term, which is the problem, Michelle Johnson. These will all be on the U.S. term. The U.S. does not care about Haiti or care about peace in Haiti, because if peace is in Haiti, the U.S. won't be able to dig the iridium they're digging out of Haiti, you see. The U.S. only don't want to bog down their personnels in Haiti. So, this bilateral talks, will it be that those Caribbean leaders are coming to Jamaica, or it will be a conference bilateral talks between Marco Rubio, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and Haiti? But the Donald Trump foreign policy is what one needs to take note of, because the Donald Trump foreign policy is everything in opposition to China, BRICS, and their partners. That is not, in any case, in the interest of the people of the Caribbean. And it is why the leaders of the Caribbean, bar Andrew Holness, is taking a stand on this issue. When Marco Rubio comes to have such bilateral conversation with in particular to Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados, Marco Rubio will be quite much aware that these leaders are prepared to give up their U.S. visa in order to protect the health of their people. Now, we don't know what private conversation Marco Rubio and Andrew Holness had, because we knew they had a phone call weeks ago, or some conversation to that effect. Andrew Holness hasn't made it clear to the nation, leadership, Prime Minister, what his stance are on the issue. He has not made it clear to the nation what his stance are on the issue. So we don't know if Marco Rubio is coming not knowing what Andrew Holness will be saying, or Marco Rubio already know what Andrew Holness will be saying. But what we know, based on what they say or said, is that most of the Caribbean leaders are taking a decision that protect the health of their people. Can the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, say the same, that his decision will be in the interest of Jamaicans and not in the interest, Prime Minister Holness, of Donald Trump, petulant? If you follow Trump down this rabbit hole, where next, Prime Minister? If you follow Donald Trump down this rabbit hole, selling out the people of Jamaica's health prime minister to protect your visa. What next? What will you do with us next? But I want to thank you for being here this morning. Thank you, Labor Rights, to help me to keep growing on TikTok. When I have 3 platforms now, can go live pan. Thank you all very much. If it wasn't for the Labor Rights, I would just have 1 TikTok platform working with. But because when I report me so often, I have my lives them taken down. You all are helping me to expand on TikTok. So we are now able to go live on 3 platforms, Labor Rights. Isn't that a great support from you all? Even though when I text them may be quite harsh, when I don't tap the screen, when I don't share the live, but certainly your opposition is doing a good thing for my platform. I'm now able to go live on 3 TikTok platforms. Thanks to members of the Jamaica Labour Party. You have been a great support to Global TV on TikTok. I mean, you may think you are not, but I'm telling you, you are. You are supporting me on TikTok. Trust me, Una support me, and thank you all very much because it is helping me to grow. If Una never report me so often, I would have only have 1 TikTok platform. But because when I take down my live them so often, it helped me to have variety in broadcasting. And I want to thank you, members of the Jamaica Labour Party. Kathy, thank you for the Hannah, that? Thank you. Thank you, Labor Rights. When me don't give me rose, tap the screen and all of that. When me come tell me about my mother's skirt and tell me if you go put my head. But thank you. It is support. Anyway, thanks for the growth. Everyone, thank you very much, Kathy. YouTube, I hope, I want to make sure so not tap up the, hit the like button and all that jazz. But to everyone, thank you for being here this morning. We're not going to come live for Jive Time London either because I have some appointments lined up and I'm going to be tired when I'm done. So I'm going to head out to the road now to get some chores done. That's Kata morning. And be sure we will be back here later. But if you see Miss Dana Morris Dixon, tap her on the shoulder for us and say the issue at St. James High School. The nation is awaiting to hear from her. What is the problem there? Is it a water problem? Is the problem contamination? Is it a security issue, Miss Morris Dixon? And if it is, does it pose a risk or danger to staff and students? Thank you for being here. Lovely to have your support as usual. Join us back tonight for the people's point of view, and make sure you, if you are new to Global TV, you give us a follow on whichever platform you are viewing from. Blake, you just have come, but we just are done. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon from Global TV.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.